Ah, how you doing? How are you? All right. Well, things have gotten really intense in this country. They did. Oh, Edward, how you doing? How you doing, bro? They did catch Charlie Kirk's killer, and that's good. You know, they caught him. Turns out that he was radicalized on college campuses. Uh, he had tranny. He was hanging out around trannies and stuff like that. Transformers. So yeah, the guy was started. He came from a conservative family, went on a college campus, became a radical leftist. Interesting, isn't that? Well, Charlie Kirk is resting in heaven. You know. It is hard to believe. We haven't had tragedies like this in decades. I mean, how you doing, Yash? How you doing, Yash? I don't know what you mean, like done, but yeah. Okay, there's a lot of people on the left that tried to pin this on MAGA, um, but it turns out that he was radicalized on a college campus. So that's a lot of bullshit. That he was a leftist. And there was writings called he was using the word fascist and scripted on his bullet casings. So he was far from it. Um, how you doing? On a brighter note, my employment situation is about to improve dramatically. Very soon, actually. Can't say when, can't say where. But I won't be broke very soon. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which is good. I've been broke for months. Won't be working again. Anyway. So true, Brain Dead. Guess what I found in the bargain bin? A classic fantasy film. Legend. Man, Tom Cruise's first movie. Well, I can't be your uncle, Ashik, because you can tell. Unless one of my relatives bedded down an Indian beauty, I don't think so. And that is not to my knowledge. Yeah. 44, Ashik. Does it really matter what I look like, Jules? I'm a hillbilly. I'm a redneck. I'm just some good old boys. Never mean no harm. Sabrina, how you doing? Oh! The wolf energy is back. But yeah, check out this movie, Legend. It is one of the best one of the best fantasy films of the 80s. I mean, there are other fantasy films that were really great in the 80s, but this is one of the top 10, in my opinion. Legend. You know, that and Crawl. Crawl and Legend. They're always good fantasy films. I'm from America, Sheik. And you're from India, I guess. The land of dots on foreheads and curry. And, of course, Apu. Ooh, I am. Thank you. Come again. Yes, it's scammers. Yep. I know. It's a great movie, Vinny. Classic. Amen, Benji. Yeah. I told you I'm from America. That's all I'm going to tell you. I don't want to hear about that, Malice. Hasn't this country suffered enough? All right, Malice. I would tell you to shut your mouth, okay? Right now. I've been kind of nice to you. Thank you, White. All right, Jason, I think it's time for you to go. Jason Newton, time for you to go. You want to, like I said, there's always a matter of respect. Thank you, Hammer. Like I said, if you don't show respect, you don't have to be here. I could do that, Fred. I could really do that. But I wouldn't be as nice as Charlie Kirk. I would tell. I would be a little bit more abrasive, you could say. You know. Thank you, Putty Cat. Amen. Well, you know, our brothers in the UK are standing with us as well. They had a really big march. Thank you. Name I can't pronounce because it's not in the language. I don't know your name, but I'll just call you Victor, Ivan. I don't know your name. But yes, thank you. So there's a lot of solidarity in the West after Charlie Kirk's assassination. You have marches in the UK, all sorts of things. You came to the wrong stream if you're looking for Powerball numbers. Wrong stream. Go to the lottery stream. That's where you want to go. I don't gamble, so I don't ever saw the logic in it. No. as long as it's respectful and it's not too invasive. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh man, these trolls, I tell you. You think you're hurting me, but you're not. You're just a bunch of idiots. I mean, many of you. Oh, and I love this, by the way. I'm gonna love this. Many of those people who celebrated Charlie Kirk's demise. Oh, many of those people who celebrated Charlie Kirk's demise are now losing their jobs. Boing! Yeah, you deserve it. AAC, that's right, early riser. So now losing their jobs. So we see the rise of a new right-wing cancel culture. And that's good. So I wouldn't be going on the internet celebrating Charlie Kirk's demise because you just might lose your job. You demons. Freaking vultures, you know? Maybe it is, but I think it's about time we start using it against the left for a change. Using their own tactics against them. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing that we're using the tactics, using your own tactics against you. You use cancel culture. Well, I'm going to tell you, against us so many times, got us fired. It's your turn now. It's your turn to get fired for saying anti-right-wing stuff. You know, it's your turn. You're gonna feel what right wing cancel culture is going to be about. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah. Yeah. Talking about a lot of people who celebrated Charlie Kirk's demise lost their jobs. We see the rise of a right-wing cancel culture. The rise of right-wing power. And we're going to wield it against the left like a hammer. Smash. Yes. So I'd be careful what you say now. Because there are a lot of people, a lot of right-wing people watching, just waiting to get your asses fired from your jobs. Docs. That's great, Kingdom James. That being said, let's get off the subject of, terrible things that are happening in the West. Let's brighten it up a little bit. I know. Let's talk about some things that are just funny, okay? All right, we can talk about some funny stuff. Have you ever noticed that there are ugly women who think they're pretty? Has you ever seen an ugly woman? I'm talking about an ugly woman who thinks she's pretty. Man, it's just the biggest delusion festival. I kind of laugh about it a little bit. Oh, I'm so fine. I'm so high. Come on. You know you ain't pretty. It's like, what? You got some ugly. I think it's social media. I don't know what it is, but you got ugly women out here thinking that they're like 10s, and that's like, what the hell? Yeah, it's true, Brad. That is very true. Bulldogs. Like, damn. Well, I'm not saying they can't, but you better be honest about what you look like. Feel good about yourself, but don't be delusional. Don't have any delusions that you're not that good looking. You know? So, to the ugly women out there who are in the delusion that they are pretty, you need to get off your meds and take a good look in the mirror. Hey, I know I'm not that good looking. I know that. I'm aware of that. Okay? But at least I know. At least I'm not trying to basically think that I'm look like Fabio. I don't. Oh yeah, Liberty slingshots. Oh, Liberty slingshot. That's a slingshot maker. Oh yeah, Liberty slingshots. Yeah, I got that from the East Coast slingshot tournament. Oh, very good, Bradley. God bless you. At least you're aware of it, Hutch. Hutchie. It's an American flag with a wolf in the middle of it, like 4 wolves in it. Oh yeah, I'm aware of that, early riser. I don't feel much about black on black violence. Here's how I feel about it. I'll tell you this. Here's how I feel about it. I feel that if it was contained in that community and it didn't spill over to, let's say, to my community, where like that poor woman who got stabbed to death, I wouldn't, basically I would say it's wrong, but it's something that you have to deal with in your own community. But it is spilling over into my community. It has spilled over into my community, and it has to be dealt with. And I think Trump is going to deal with it. You want to kill each other? That's your problem. But when you're killing our people and other people, other communities, something's got to be done. Sorry. That's just how it is. Oh boy. Anyway, yeah. So, I don't think he's going to put an end to it, but he will temporarily knock it down. Which is a good thing. He didn't, and you can't do it with everything. But my best solution to this kind of violence is basically is not being around it. For starters, not being in the cities where it's taking place. The biggest mistake, if you're, let's say, look like me, and is to live in the cities. Don't live in the cities. Go rural. Get a piece of land out in the country. or basically get an apartment in a small town. Um, Whatever you can do to escape the. Yeah, he was also a leftist who was pro tranny. So, yeah. Just because the guy was white doesn't mean he was on my team. You know what I mean? Bullshit. A lot of lies there. Stuck. No, he was a radical leftist. He still is. He's a radical leftist, and hope he gets the death penalty. So true, Johnny. So true, Johnny Truth. So, that being said, I agree, Bradley. But unfortunately, you have one side that doesn't want to debate ideas, like Charlie Kirk wanted to do. They want to use violence. So the left wants to use violence. They're violent and they're crazy. So and they're demon possessed. What do you expect? They wish death on their enemies. They cheer when their enemies are basically have died or are injured. This is evil behavior. I would go as far to say the left is evil. It's just evil. The left is evil. Put that on a t-shirt. The left is evil. You're evil. I don't talk to. Here's the thing. The left is evil. You know, Charlie Kirk was about having a dialogue. Exactly, Bradley. I can't read them all. Fan. Exactly, Jay Banks. Put that on a t-shirt. The left is evil. It's perfect. Because everything they do is evil. They're against freedom of speech. They're against free will. They're not tolerant, but they try to tell us to be tolerant. I say no more tolerance for these people. No more. Thank you, Exandros. Probably not. I'm not supporting single moms. Hawk. Well, the left tries. They try. They try to stifle free speech, free will. They are very demonic. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Efron. Whatever. That's so true, Jay Banks. But let's get some more positive things. Good, Sabrina. But let's get in some more positive things, shall we? Some more positive things. And, you know. But, this is what okay. And this is what I'm going to say to you. Let's say, if you. That's so true, Spartan King. I'm not. I'm a Christian. Mm. Putty cat. But the point is that I'll put it this way, okay? Okay. If you're not a leftist, like I said, I don't. I'm not, here's the thing: the worst group I've ever encountered is liberal whites. They're the stupidest. They say the stupidest stuff. Liberal whites are the most craziest people ever. They're the mentally ill of our ilk. You know what I mean? Liberal whites just. I think it's not the fact that they're dumb. It's the fact they're crazy. You know what I mean? They're demon possessed. Liberal whites are just something wrong with them. You know what I mean? And terribly wrong with them. Like this shooter out here. So I'm a Christian. You know, they're also dumb. They say dumb shit, and they support people that hate them, that would gladly end their existence on this planet. So I have no sympathy for liberal whites. I can tell you that. And this is coming from a white guy, but liberal whites are just morons. And that's true, brain dead. You know? So, if you're a liberal and a white, and basically you're doing what you're doing, and living in those cities, I'm not going to have sympathy for you. And I should, because I have sympathy for you that you're mentally ill, but you're living in those cities where there's a lot of dangers from the minorities, just so-called minorities you're supporting. And no, no, Sean, I have not. Um, uh, and then when you get your ass whooped or something like that, or you get nearly murdered. Oh, it was so bad, But this is your mindset, and you wonder why. And maybe it's better. I'm just saying, maybe it's better that these minorities you represent do you in, because at least your insanity will be gone. You know what I mean? I shouldn't say that. I mean, I don't hate you, but at the same time, your insanity has just been influencing law and government. You know, it's time for a change. Yeah, that's very true, Johnny. I totally agree, David. Yeah. A lot of time, liberal whites are the biggest weirdos I've ever seen, and they are crazy and stupid at the. They're crazy and stupid at the same time. A bad combination, you know. And maybe it's better that we do, like based whites like myself, separate ourselves from them, because they are crazy. They are literally nuts. They are the weirdos of the family, and it's not, you know. And to the other ethnic groups, you have yours. Don't act like you don't. Don't act like you don't have your weirdos. You have your weirdos in your group too. You know. Peace. Yeah. Peace. Yeah. But yeah, liberal whites are just, I got nothing for them, you know. And the best thing you can do is keep your distance from their craziness, you know. I think it was a great line from, I think it was uh, from a movie. I forget what movie it is. It was one of Jack Nicholson's last movies. He's like he opens up the door, and he says, "Go sell crazy someplace else." I mean, and I think that is. Go sell to the liberal whites. Go sell crazy someplace else. I ain't buying. Mm-hmm. I know, Anthony. I know. You know, I made a video about this. How you doing, Butler? Exactly. You know, I made a video about this. You know, it's called "Fight to Survive Mindset." And in the video, I talk about the situations about, minority violence. I don't think they're minorities. I just think they're just crazy people. So I'll tell you, I'm going to tell you this. One thing you got to say is that, okay, in the video I talk about two things. Number one, if you're of my complexion, you need to start arming yourself with whatever you can get your hands on. This is pepper gel. You know, whatever is available to you, you need to start arming yourself. Start having things to defend yourself with, or learning self-defense, martial arts, things of that nature. That's part of it. You know, being ready to defend yourself, having the means of defending yourself, having like a force multiplier. Anyway, having a force multiplier. These are things you're going to have to do. Anyway, yeah. So learning martial arts, having things to defend yourself with will be a good idea. Another thing that's going to be very good for you is leaving the cities. If you are my complexion and you're in the cities, please leave the cities. Well, I would say have anything you can, like less than lethal launchers. If you can get a firearm, have a concealed carry thing going on. Where depends on what you can get your hands on. Whatever kind of weapons you can get. So, what we're talking about here, bear spray, Sabrina, but whatever you can get your hands on, I would start, carrying some things to defend yourself. So, I would start carrying some things to defend yourself and do what you got to do. Also, I would start saying, get out of the cities. Another thing I said in the video, the most important thing is not being at the point of impact. It's one thing having things to defend yourself. Another thing entirely, you know, is actually the biggest thing you can do is not be where the danger is. You know what I mean? If the danger is in the cities and larger communities, you leave those places. You move to smaller communities. You move to other states. You move to you move to you move to those things. You move to other states. You move to smaller communities. Yes, Baltimore is dangerous, but most major cities in America are dangerous. Every city in America has that part of town that nobody goes to. Bear spray is what it's called, Sabrina. So, yeah, he did. Putty cat. No. Bull. Trump has a Secret Service detail. Bad, mad, whatever. I think he can go to Baltimore with heavy security. Anyway, that being said, like I said, part of it is basically having carrying things to defend yourself. Well, BT, I live by myself, and my parents are dead. Okay? I have an apartment. I pay bills, jackass. I hope not, Sandwater. I hope not, but I don't. Under Trump, I doubt it. You know what I mean? I doubt they'll go after the Second Amendment. So true, Spartan King. So yeah. Good for you, Ghani. So, I would tell you this: if you're my complexion, it's not safe to be in those cities. Any major city is crime ridden, and there's always that part of town where you have to avoid. And that's not how you want to live. That's not how anyone wants to live. So, I would tell you this. I would tell you, not really, Tony. I would tell you just to basically get out of the cities, convert to a more rural life, like a place out in the country, small town living, a lot safer. Not many, no. If you're accounting for biker gangs, but they're the 1%. Anyway. They have been called the Mafia on Wheels. Oh boy, Zach. I had spaghetti for dinner, Woody Cat. Anyway, that's what I'm going to say to you. And that's what I'm saying, pretty much. I don't know. And my knife, my slingshot, and my walking stick. I could do a lot with that. But the point is that if you live in those cities and you're mine's a complexion, and if you agree with what I'm saying, it's time to make your plans to move. In the meantime, I would suggest buying some things to basically neutralize any threats. Buy some things that will neutralize threats. You know, you want to neutralize threats. Neutralize some threats, I would say. All right, well, 38 views and 38 likes. How nice. So let's get back to some positivity here. I want to bring some positivity back. I know everything's been negative lately, so I'm going to bring some positivity. I can't understand what you're saying. Name, I can't speak Russian. I know, Seth. So, I would just tell you, get out of those cities. I don't hate them, Asylum. There are a lot of great ones. I'm just saying that there's the good ones and there's the ghetto ones. The ghetto ones are kind of crazy. The ghetto ones are kind of like our white liberals. They're the crazy ones. You know? Not at late, JG. No. I would love to, though. I would say you don't have to go too far. I just say leave the cities, Spartan King. Just leave the cities. There's a lot of great things in smaller rural communities. It's quieter. It's more peaceful. There's not as much chaos. There's more order. You know. Unfortunately, bad made, Richard. Fortunately, Richard, that is the case. The cities have become places of chaos and decay. Okay. I live in the country. I live in a small town. Well, Spartan Cow, I was talking about leaving the cities. Depending on what country you are, I mean, leaving the cities, I don't know what the situation is, let's say, in Spain. I don't know. In Spain, I don't know. But I will tell you, there probably is a countryside, small towns in Spain, just like in the other place. Oh, Spartan King. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, you're near Texas. You're telling me, Tony. No, I don't. We have a saying here in Maryland. No, that's where I am. Um, if you ever on the road to Baltimore, stay on the highway until you leave city limits. That's very good, Anonymous. Anonymous. Well, that being said, I have to go. It's been nice talking to everybody. God bless you, and all glory goes to God. Yeah. I'll wait. Okay. Totally agree, Seth. I can't help you on that one, Leo. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Barney. The mood of the country is pretty somber right now, but I'm starting to get back up my my happiness, my joy. Well, I can't show anything that looks like a firearm on the stream, Carl. You don't know YouTube rules, do you? I can't show anything that even looks like a firearm, Carl. So what are you talking about? They'll shut down my stream. uh, I don't know what Baltimore thinks of Baltimore. I don't live in Baltimore. So true, Johnny. So true. This is why I say get out of the cities, get some land in the country, or at very least buy an apartment in a small town, and do what you got to do. It's not my main weapon. It is basically something I would use for hunting rather than anything else for fighting. You know what I mean? Very funny, Mike. Anyway, yeah. Oh, we got a lot of trolls. Laugh it up. Yuck it up, trolls. All you're doing is giving me views, so A Christian nationalist wick. I could do that, Spartan. Come on down, I guess. Thank you, Justin Vance. God bless you. Awesome, Spartan K. That's right, Sabrina. Well, I've already said it in previous streams. I think it's a terrible thing for this country. And I prayed for Charlie Kirk and his family. I guess I just did, Mike. You live in Houston, man. I don't know what I can tell you. It is, Linzo. But they're all getting fired. All right, Colton, you got to go. To my moderators, get rid of Colton. Say stuff like that, you got to go. I mean, I'm not disrespecting the dead like that. You know what I mean? All right, I think I've done enough here. I got enough views. Yeah. All right, I got enough views for the stream. This is a classic film, legend, classic fantasy film. It's a great one from the 80s. I mean, it's up there with Lord of the Rings for me. It's I would suggest this one. This is a great film. I don't remember anyone mocking the deaths of Democrats. Chillaxer. We don't do that. People on the right just don't do that. You do that. So true, Graham. There's a lot of people I disagree with every day. Doesn't mean I don't have any hostility towards them just because I don't share their worldview. It's just crazy. It's a movie recommendation. Spartan King. Kirk is a Scottish name, Malice. It's not Roman. I can tell he's Scottish. He's got the big forehead. He had the big forehead, you know. He doesn't, Chillaxer. But you have the internet, so you can do streaming. Bailey. There was one blind date I was on. She was really big. Big around. It didn't go too well. All right, well. Cool, doctor. Anyway, that being said, I'm going to bring it down. I'm going to do some things, and I'm going to get back to my movie. God bless you. All glory goes to God. So true, Malice. Well, have a nice evening.